Hello dear viewers. Today I will tell you about the events and life of Cem Sultan. He was born on the 22nd of December, 1459 in Edirne Palace. His mother was Çiçek Hatun. Until the age of 10, he received education in the palace. At the age of 10, he left the palace with the duty of Kastamonu Sanjak Beylik. In 1473 Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror went on an eastern expedition against Uzun Hasan. He took his elder princes Şehzade Mustafa and Şehzade Bayezid with him. Cem was left behind with his sultans as a district governor in Edirne Palace. Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror, who travelled to Anatolia, had not received any news from Edirne for 40 days. Interpreting this as a disaster that befell the sultan, the two lalas of the prince declared him as the sultan and made the palace people swear allegiance to him. Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror returned victorious in this expedition and was very angry when he learnt about this incident. He had the lalas of the prince executed. It is very likely that Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror thought that the young prince was deceived by this incident, because the following year he appointed Şehzade Cem as the governor of Konya instead of Şehzade Mustafa, who died while he was governor of Konya on the 3rd of May 1481. Upon the death of Mehmed the Conqueror, messengers were sent to the eldest Şehzade Bayezid in Amasya and the youngest Şehzade Cem in Konya to determine the new sultan. Vezir-i-Azam Karamanli Mehmed Pasha was in favour of Şehzade Cem and therefore tried to conceal the death of the sultan for a while, but failed. Angered by this situation, the Janissaries revolted and killed the Grand Vizier Karamanli Mehmed Pasha and declared the son of Prince Bayezid, Korkut, who was in Istanbul, as the regent of the sultanate and put him on the throne. However, the messenger sent to Cem Sultan was captured and killed on the way by Sinan Pasha, the father-in-law of Prince Bayezid and the Beylerbey of Anatolia. Cem Sultan learnt about his father's death 4 days later. As soon as he arrived in Istanbul, Prince Bayezid took over the administration of the state. Cem Sultan was sure that he would be killed in accordance with the provision of his father's famous Canaan name. It is appropriate to slaughter one's brothers and sisters for the sake of order, so he marched towards Bursa with some soldiers he gathered around Konya. Cem Sultan arrived in front of Inegöl on the 27th of May 1481. With about 4,000 soldiers, Sultan Bayezid II sent an army led by Ayas Pasha against Cem Sultan. On the 28th of May, Cem Sultan won the battle and declared his sultanate in Bursa. This reign lasted only 20 days. With the mediators he sent to Sultan Bayezid II, he proposed that he should be the sultan in Anatolia, and Sultan Bayezid should be the sultan in Rumelia, and that they should share the Ottoman lands equally, and demanded that no bloodshed should take place. To which Bayezid responded with the words, "There is no kinship between sovereigns." Sultan Bayezid II marched on Cem Sultan with his army. Cem Sultan, who lost the Battle of Yeniseiye, came to Konya and could not stay here for long. He left the Ottoman lands with his family and went to Cairo. Mamluk Sultan Kaybey welcomed him with a ceremony. However, Kaybey did not give Cem Sultan the military support he was looking for. From there, Cem Sultan travelled to Hejaz during the Hajj season. Cem Sultan was the first Osmanoglu to go on pilgrimage. Cem Sultan, who returned after the Hajj, besieged Konya on the 27th of May 1482. Upon the approach of Bayezid II, he lifted the siege and went to Ankara. Bayezid II offered Cem Sultan to reside in Jerusalem on condition that all his expenses would be covered, but he refused this offer. He was going to use the ships of the Knights of Rhodes to cross to Rumelia. Meanwhile, the Knights of Rhodes invited him to Rhodes. When he arrived in Rhodes, according to the agreement reached with Dorbisan, the chief of the Knights of St. Jean, the Knights would help Cem Sultan. In return, the islands taken from Rhodes would be returned. There would be a permanent treaty, and they would receive 150,000 gold coins for their expenses. Dorbasan also sent letters to the kings of Europe and the Pope, and suggested that Cem was in Rhodes. A crusader army should be formed by taking advantage of the situation, and the Turks should be expelled from Europe. Sultan Bayezid made an agreement to give 45,000 gold coins to the knights every year. Although the decision was taken to send Cem Sultan to France, he was still making plans to cross to Rumelia when it was decided to deliver Cem Sultan to Pope Innocentius VIII. With a new agreement, the prince travelled again. One of those who wanted to use Cem Sultan was Pope Innocentius VIII. The Pope wanted to organize a crusade against the Ottomans, using Cem Sultan as an excuse. However, he was not successful in this. He offered Cem Sultan to become a Christian, but Cem Sultan absolutely refused. The case of Cem Sultan is the second major event in Ottoman history after the captivity of Yildirim Bayezid at the hands of Timur, and his imprisonment in an iron cage. Cem Sultan lived in captivity for 14 years. This event also constituted an important basis for the massacre of Bayezid in the future. Cem Sultan died on the 25th of February, 1495. Bayezid II declared 3 days of mourning and refused to pay for the body of his brother Cem Sultan. Thereupon, Cem Sultan's body was kept for a long time. In 1499, he declared war against Naples for the body of Cem Sultan. Thereupon, Naples loaded the body of Cem Sultan on a ship and delivered it to the Ottomans. The body of Bayezid Cem was buried next to his brother Bayezid Mustafa in the Garden of the Mosque, built by his grandfather Sultan Murad II in Bursa. The guest of our next video will be Yavuz Sultan Selim. Thank you for watching us.